Hey guys, this package came in from Michigan. It's just addressed to 212.
212. From Michigan?
Yeah.
Michigan?
Hello and welcome to the shop. I'm Jared and this is the Questionable Garage. And if you're familiar with the workspace, we're not at the Questionable Garage. We are back to work on the EV1. It's real. Things sometimes change and there's no car around me. We'll get to that. But we did accomplish a whole lot. We had a really short period of time to come up to work this time around right before the New Year's to get this episode ready for you and make a lot of progress on 212. So we got to get you guys caught up, bring you back to a couple days ago where we started an absolute thrash and our host eventually got his way, which I'm not too big to admit was the absolute right choice. Is what he wanted to do was the right thing. So, as a golden retriever once said,
roll that beautiful bean footage.
I guess by bean footage I mean us, the work we already did. It's not beans, but.
You ever get home from work at 6 p.m., your wife has just gotten home, you look at each other sitting on the couch and go, what's for dinner? And you open up your fridge and you find ingredients a Michelin star chef couldn't even make a meal with. Takeout's expensive, groceries go bad, cooking from scratch takes forever. And that's where Every Plate changed everything. So why does Every Plate win? Well, it's the same quality ingredients, same delicious meals at a fraction of the price. Plus, you're saving money. I did the math. It's over $200 a month in savings versus ordering your food off those delivery apps. Picture opening your box, perfectly portioned, fresh ingredients, and recipe cards so simple, even Magni, my Great Pyrenees, can make them. Last week we had pork and pineapple tacos. Easy, ready in 30 minutes, and better than you get on an El Paso taco truck. With more than 35 recipes every week, from globally inspired dishes to classics your kids will eat. Everything's balanced. Protein, veggies, starch, real meals, not sad food. I used to throw away half my groceries. Not anymore. Everything's perfectly portioned, zero waste. No hidden fees, no delivery charges, no tipping. Just straightforward pricing. One pot meals means I'm not stuck scrubbing dishes for hours. Listen, this deal is ridiculous. Use code QuestionableSteak for $2.99 per meal on your first box and free steak for a month. Offer varies by plan. One free 10-ounce serving per box for 4 weeks with active subscription. Guys, the code is questionable, not the steak. $2.99 per meal, your first box. Click the link in the description below. QR code floating around my head. Thanks to Every Plate for sponsoring this episode. We made the call. We're gonna go ahead and pull the drive unit out. That mount's destroyed. We need to go through, design, draw, or find a good match. The axles, while Grant would be able to make them look good, if we take them out, we can take it completely apart, basically make them perfect. So we're gonna do those couple steps. We're gonna get the ABS unit out, the front brake controller, and it's just gonna make this whole area a little bit better. Then we're gonna do one more fine once over. Those plastic clips, we're gonna letter them, mark them. We're gonna get the couple extra little bits of wire. The things we thought we were gonna leave, we're gonna go ahead and remove all of it.
We need to. We have to do this car the right way.
I mean, it's definitely a whole lot better. It's not so much work that there's not a question.
Yeah.
Darren talked some sense into us. Now, Darren wants to make this a roller skate. nothing in it, and it's.
We'll see.
There's a good argument for that, but
It's a good argument to not do that. We could go either way, right?
there's always that less is more, but sometimes more is what it needs, and this is one of those cars where everyone is right in how they want to do it, but ultimately,
only one, right?
there's ultimately one person who makes the call.
There's only one chance to make it right the first time.
Right.
So that's the biggest challenge, is how far do you go and how far is too far.
Like, we're gonna take it apart and then do it a little bit better than it was done in the factory.
That's the goal.
No masking tape lines.
No, we're keeping those.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some preservation issues here at the same time. So we have the way it was done, and we really don't want to undo the way it was done. However, we don't want to leave things damaged.
Because like if you look here, that is, as you can tell, just a hand-torn piece of masking tape shoved over the top of it. And you can confirm that just because everything is so, like that. I'm pretty sure I've torn that exact shape of masking tape off before, which kind of reaffirms this was a prototype car. It wasn't
Hand-built.
ready for production. That's, I'm pretty sure, one of the motivations of it coming back. It was probably one of the best of tests and proof of concepts that any OE's done. Because I don't know any other, temporary lease, the hydrogen cars, the other electrics when the OE took them back. Mm-hmm. I don't know anyone fought like all of the EV1 owners fought. Like, they were lobbying the government, they were holding funerals. I don't think a RAV4 EV had a funeral, or the Miras.
So I like the concept of let's clean everything as clean as it can possibly be without doing any damage to it. And as far as refinishing goes, there's major decisions that have to be made. Major in, let's keep it exactly how it is and clean it as much as possible. Do we do some touch up? Do we redo it? And as we look at this here, there's not a whole lot of we want to redo it because we want to preserve what we're looking at here, which is the history of the car. And once we get to clean, once everything is clean, now we're playing a different game. Yeah. We're not rolling around in dirt anymore. We're not scrubbing dirt against things that we may or may not want to keep. And then we can start making those decisions of what does it need to preserve it the best as possible and represent what. So one of the things that I struggle with on antiques and collectibles, things like this, is preserving the history while honoring the artist's intent. So putting batteries in this car that are not lead acid batteries, well, how do we make an argument for you can't do that? You need to put lead acid in here. How do you argue that we're going to put a new modern battery in it? Well, what was the artist's intent? So the artist's intent, we can see much of the artist's intent, and we want to preserve that. The artist's intent was also the car is going to go on a reliable battery pack.
You can tell it was not built for lead acid batteries. That was the batteries they had.
At the time.
The nickel metals made it better, but it's still, they built this for something more. That's plain as day. They intended a far superior battery. So that's an easy argument to give it.
And well, on the do no harm front, putting these modern batteries in it, we're not planning to alter anything that can't be undone.
Yeah.
We can undo it and put lead acid back in there if we want to prove, look, lead acid is in the car. So we're preserving the artist's intent, and we're doing no harm and nothing that can't be undone. And we're keeping every piece that's not being used, we're keeping those pieces, documenting them and protecting them so that at any point in time, it could go to lead acid.
We're saving it as a reward. The other work we might get done is, our goal is potentially to cut the glass out, because we have a field trip, which is going to change needing to scan a broken glass. We maybe got a phone call from a college that your son was crucial in connecting all of those dots. Freddie got us a friend to go visit. So maybe we should also road trip I don't know when we're going to do that. Maybe get the motor out, and then we can go have fun, reward us with a field trip, and then we can remove the broken glass. But none of that happens while talking to the camera, so probably should. We'll go get some wrenches. joints. Sometimes people will just beat the snot out of the control arm to loosen it. It works, but you're deforming metal, and considering we can't get a replacement, we're taking our time. Make sure you get the right width. Flip it in, be mindful of your boot. If you come in with a pickle fork, you're guaranteed to destroy your boot. Get this slid in nice and centered. Also, it's hard to admit, these are a consumable tool. When you start to lose your point, you want to replace it. And I'm just going to start by hand. That, I wish I could say that was pure skill. That's 78% luck that it came off that well. I'm gonna lift this up. Oh, there we go. Now we just knock the axle free. Yeah, and when I say points consumable, we've already lost the tip a little bit, but we'll knock the CV loose from our hub, and then I'll show you another really important step that you've got to do if you plan to roll something around without a wheel bearing. So let me get the axle out of the way and we'll do that.
All right, reboot.
All right, this is the part that not everyone, but a lot of people skip. Now that you don't have the end of the axle pinching your bearing halves together. Yes, this is a sealed bearing. Some of the newest cars don't require this, but it's a simple practice to guarantee you don't blow up your bearing. You get a bolt with a washer, slide it through the back there, nut and bolt on the outside. That way you are simulating that hub being there, so you can push this around and not worry about that bearing coming apart. It's cheap insurance. While I'm sure this is a bearing we could find a replacement for, it works. Let's not make it that we have to find replacements. So especially if you're going to push it around a lot, take the time, get you a bolt, hold your bearing together. Everyone will be a lot happier. So well, Darren, you came up with a really good visualization, science time, for why the ground might be fused on 212, the EV1. It's something I've not seen. Some people said it's normal, but you brought up something called an eddy current.
Yeah, so eddy currents are currents that I view them as road currents that are being generated that may not be intentional, and you have to know that they're possible.
It's like how we generate speed signals on wheels. Hall effect sensors work off of them by magnets moving past something generates electricity.
So, these magnets, this is an aluminum tube. We also have a copper tube. They act similar. And then we just drop the magnet through the...
Okay, let me stand back so we get the visual. How slow that goes. Let's see.
So then I'm just going to drop it next to it. Just so we're ready. 2, 3. So, yeah.
And there's
nothing
no
on my sleeve.
Yeah, it's just a standard. That is a fun experience. Let's do the drop just a single one to again show it's. Oh, and then let's make a whole stack and see.
The giant stack. All right, that's fun. All right, so a single magnet.
Yeah, just one magnet.
All right, so now we're going to try the whole stack.
All the while, Billy is very busy working on the spreadsheet, organizing. We have another science experiment we'll look at shortly, but he is looking at every bolt, identifying every bolt, and adding it to the spreadsheet while we're playing with magnets. So, although there's only one laptop, so we're justified, right?
Yeah, we're good.
Also, the workspace looks absolutely amazing. I think the entire time we've been gone, you spent 4 weeks just organizing.
I had a lot of help from Nelson, Cody, Steven.
All right, so
Ready.
Full stack of magnets.
Stack.
So that's why you would also fuse a ground, because there's a lot of whirring, moving things that could generate electricity and keep dangerous on. So visualizations are fun. Thank you. Well, while we're playing with magnets, Billy, what are you up to?
I am starting to clean off the rust on these bolts. We have hundreds of bolts that I've categorized in this sheet, and now I'm adding them to a tracker so that I know exactly what the status is of every bolt. Is it in vinegar? Has it been neutralized? Has it been sandblasted? Is it ready to go back onto the car?
Because we're doing that for everything.
That's my day today. Yeah.
That's exciting. So we're using a 5%, like I did in the battery video for the Tahoe. We could use a muriatic acid, but we don't want to go that aggressive on a bolt. It's something we could be safe, but the upkeep, we've got one person running that because we've got other things to do. So it's safe to just chill in the vinegar all the time it needs to. And then most of these bolts, we're going to set up an even more fun experiment and do at-home zinc coating. And maybe at-home black oxide. That's a couple more steps to recreate the black oxide. So we'll see there. One of the big reasons is you look at some of this hardware, it's very automotive specific. And while you could track down and get a standard bolt and a fender washer and recreate it, any car guy's gonna look and be like, well, that's not right. GM wouldn't have used that style of bolt. And getting new bolts, that's probably, we could probably spend what you spent on the car just in bolts.
Come back in an hour, I'll show you a little bit better.
So I guess what I'll
Still
do,
in pieces right now.
I'll grab Darren and we're gonna go pull a motor drive assembly out. All right, so the motor is ready to come out. We've got a strap. Now this is something where we could just grab and yank out. But I have learned it's better to protect your back. You only get one. So we have probably got the most overkill rig possible, thanks to Darren. So what we need to do is we're gonna go up and take the weight off the mounts, completely remove the front mount, remove the torque rod, and then we'll manually roll it and then up and out. So if you wanna take up the slack.
All right, do a little shake test, and just once we get the weight off it, let's just see how the car acts.
Yeah, make sure the car's not going to try to backflip. I don't think we'll backflip. It's just not going to weigh anything.
FOL.
Yeah. All right, keep going up. I've got. So once this is tight, you're gonna. All right, now we're taking up the weight. Keep going a little more. Oh, hold right there. Motor is going to be loose. And the car's feeling good. Okay, break it loose with the ratchet. Yep. Keep coming. Hold. All right.
It's heavy, it's not light. I'll tell you that. Oh, we're
Oh, there goes the oil. Is it angry because you're not sitting in it?
Yeah. You want more?
Yeah, you're good to come up, and as soon as we clear the bottom.
Backing out. You want more?
That should be good.
Okay,
I'll let you know in a couple feet. Clear?
Where are we putting this thing?
There you go.
right there.
Billy is still hours deep in this. How far do you think you're through?
I am maybe a third.
You're doing better than I thought. I figured you just wouldn't get to do anything fun today.
I'm doing really good.
So,
It's making me feel peace of mind.
knowing where things, everything in its place and a place
You know,
for everything.
Take a look, like, we had started off with our master list,
Yep.
and we just had everything, where it was located, what the number was, what the part was, and any other information we pulled off. And now we're doing a full inventory. We're going through everything. So we have all of our metal parts here that are rusty.
That are actively being soaked.
Yep, we'll track the status of where they end up, whether or not when they're in vinegar, once they get neutralized, if they need to go to the sandblaster, get recoated. We're doing the same for the electronics and all the housing, plastic and composite components. And we're getting our list of dry ice blasted.
Yeah, things to send out. That's a lot. We're sending half the car. But
It's gonna be worth it.
Oh.
Check out my shirt that Scott made me.
So Scott, the Octane Eagle, who's here helping, he'll be back for some cleaning. threw that design together and printed that out for Billy and I. It's kind of cool. I think we may tweak it a little bit and keep them going.
Yeah, there might be some rights issues there with the design.
Yeah, you know, similar but different. But we also have Jim, correct?
Yes.
You're our friend of everyone, and you came by to. This was the original, what was removed, and I don't think no amount of sandblasting, corrosion.
Too much metal's gone.
Yeah, it's. But GM being, I can't remember. I think I did the frowny face. New old stock GM. I think that was from a Cavalier. And you are going to take that because mimic but improve what was originally done. Because if you look really close, you can see a small indent from right there. And all they did was cut that off.
Cut line.
And they cut that off. And then it's a genuine EV1 part. So.
There's this part here that's bent. Was that a modification they needed to do?
I'm guessing that was rust and wouldn't release the cable.
Okay.
And that's why it's. So I wouldn't bend that.
Okay.
Because that's the cable long.
Just cutting right now.
Yep.
To make it match this. Got it.
But I've run into it a few times too. You have better tools at your shop, so you're.
Yeah.
This is homework for you, and it'll come back looking a little bit better than that. So.
No problem.
Thank you for the contribution, and yeah, we're close to the motor. We've got our science experiment. What do you think of the vinegar science experiment?
Oh, excellent. I've aged hardware for antiques with navel jelly. It takes off the zinc plating and darkens it and puts a nice patina on it. So I'll be interested to see how this plays out.
So that's slow. We're going to do our own zinc coating for the bolts.
Excellent.
So we found a video where you just use 2 D-cell batteries, some zinc anodes, vinegar in a solution, 2 minutes dipping. Then we have some black oxide bolt, just trying to mimic, because Billy did a lot of work with McMaster-Carr, but the problem is, if you've done enough restorations, you can tell when it's not the automotive bolt. It's not the self-starting captive washer automotive bolt that you can tell it sticks out, so. You look actually kind of in a zen happy place. That's
nutsert, rivnut. What do they call that?
That's a nutsert.
It's a nutsert. I just bought 100 of them to replace 5 of them.
Where did those come from?
Amazon.
No, what?
Oh, this was holding the trunk convenience charger holder.
Oh, well, I already have some of those.
I bought aluminum ones.
But these are steel.
I know, but I wanted aluminum on aluminum.
But you don't want to make it what it was?
I don't want it to rust again.
I think if we put it in with the 2-part, it won't. And you're also not going to have broken glass dumping water on it.
Yeah, I guess we're never going to take this out again, right?
Right. Probably the parts find of the project. If you look, we have a pair of blower motors, 270, EV1 part number. That was the fan part number, but we took the one off the case and I discovered, hey, it's a Saturn SC blower motor. We looked up that part number. I sent you a link.
Found it on eBay.
To a pair of new old stock blower motors. When you search up that number there, that 240 number, Saturn blower motor. So we ordered a pair of those and it turns up.
Genuine electric vehicle part.
These were actual EV1 spares, which.
Amazing, we found it.
Because it was listed as a Saturn blower motor, which is what it was, and we got EV1 new old stock parts, which...
If you have any parts at home that have this sticker on it, genuine EV parts,
or a
please,
270.
Please let us know.
Remember when I said it's a slippery slope? You say this is going to be good enough? Is that you slipping over there? Also, if you notice, somebody put a very nondescript banner on the wall, Darren.
What is it? It's our sponsor.
They really are good bags if you need them. But pulling the motor, absolute great call. This is going to let Grant clean this just so much better. The motor definitely will never, hopefully never come out again. So this just gives a much better access. These mounts, they're all meant to look the same. That's the best of the 3. That's a pretty sad mount, and that one's not far from it. So I'm most likely gonna end up taking this home with me. I'm gonna go ahead and model it up in CAD. I'm gonna print a set in TPU, and then I'm also going to do something I've not done before, but make a mold of both halves so that way we can pour them in some poly and see how that works out with. Also, the other thing is once I kind of measure and draw them, I'm gonna hit the catalogs. I'm fairly certain I can probably find an off-the-shelf bushing, and maybe won't do any of those other things. But we're gonna pull the brakes, we're gonna pull suspension, and really get 212 down. I have put my foot down, and I think Darren agreed. We're not gonna pull the rear suspension. Coming back here, there is so much room for everything, and we don't really gain much to nothing by pulling all of this out. So we are gonna leave that intact and finally have this thing ready to go get the ultimate spa day. Well, Billy, it doesn't look like a car anymore.
I am so happy.
It is so much work, but it is worth it. Pulling the cradle, I don't think we need to go any further though.
There's not much further to go.
There isn't, but pulling out the glass, so normally you want to leave urethane behind, but all through here, because of all the mud and moisture, it actually gotten under and completely jacked the urethane off of it. So this is going to end up having to be fully stripped, metal, reprimed. Also pulling the glass was great. It's going to let Grant fully clean all of that corrosion out and really make this thing pretty phenomenal. And
we saved the VIN plate.
yeah, didn't add any more scratches that the rocks and previous broken
And we
glass didn't do.
also were able to take off this windshield in almost one piece.
Yeah.
So we're gonna experiment and see what kind of displays we can build. With that.
Set the bricks next to it and everything. I don't think that will qualify for my weight, but we're making a ton of progress for one day. This is a shorter work trip, so we're trying to get everything done in a really quick time frame. So I'm gonna probably crawl in here, get another look at that corrosion, and then we're gonna start cutting out those riv nuts.
I actually got something set up about an hour away.
Oh, what's
fun field trip? I think it'll be pretty helpful. So if you want to take a little break, what do you think?
I could enjoy not working for an hour. We've been in and out of this thing. I've got my bum knee and I'm not very limber, so.
Let's go.
As you can tell, this isn't 212. It's a little bit red. That's because we are at the Ohio State University at their Center for Automotive Research. We had some friends reach out and said, hey, we know you're struggling because your car's in really bad shape. And they opened up, I would say their doors, but their parking lot, so we could come out and take a really good look at this car. Now this one no longer has a drivetrain. The students used it like they were supposed to into other vehicles, and it's just a nice relic of what the windshield's supposed to look like. What do you think, Billy?
It looks like a really nice car. Unfortunately, a lot of the clear coat on the outside has been, 30 years of weathering.
But a house didn't fall on it, so.
Yeah, no brick in the windshield.
Speaking of bricks on the windshield, it has become a meme. I've seen it on every news article discussing 212. I have seen it in the Discord. We have seen it on automotive forums. Do not vandalize these cars. 212 is a once-in-a-lifetime situation. I'm fairly certain GM's going to be watching abandoned auctions, and all you're doing is vandalizing a car. You're putting colleges in the position of having to hide away their vehicles and take them away from their students and anyone to see. So don't trespass and don't vandalize any more of these cars, because it's just going to make the situation worse for anyone and everyone. But I will say this, speaking of visiting universities, if you really want to get your hands on one, you can enroll in a university, like the CAR program. So I don't know much about it, but we have a friend here that let us in. So let me introduce Max. So you're here with the Center for Automotive Research.
Yeah.
And you guys do a lot of really cool stuff, like you hold multiple land speed records and automation records. So tell us just real quick about the program, what it takes to get in, and also thank you.
Oh, yes.
Having hands on a good condition or better condition car was invaluable. So thank you for giving us some time for that. But
for sure, you guys are very welcome, and we're happy we can help you support in your guys' exploration of the EV1 world. So here at the Center for Automotive Research, we have 7 different student project teams, which any Ohio State student can participate in the clubs. Doesn't matter their major or interest, as long as they have some desire to work on a vehicle or anything that moves, transportation, planes, trains, automobiles. We kind of touch all of them here, and we build everything from world's fastest EV vehicles, from motorcycles to land speed streamliners, all the way to autonomous vehicles and FSAE cars. So kind of a wide range of items that the students get to come
little
in.
bit of everything. I wish we could go on a full tour. You guys can actually go on most of the social media because you cover all the cars. They have some insane off-road vehicles. They have the small formula racers that a lot of the schools get together and race. EV, petrol, there's kind of every solution for you. And like some of the stuff's amazing. It's pushing battery technology, it's pushing hybrid technology, the fact that it's not just electric everything, solutions of hybrids. It's really cool.
It is.
So it's definitely worth visiting. I will have a link to the college's official stuff, so because you got Bullet 2, they made an electric motorcycle to race Isle of Man, which is, if you're familiar with Isle of Man, that's a totally different brain level of just no self-preservation.
Very much so.
So
Very
again,
much so.
thank you.
Oh, yes.
CAR, it's phenomenal. It's a really cool program, and I didn't realize you didn't have to be an automotive major.
Yep, nope, not at all. Anybody.
You just need to come to the school, so.
Anybody, yep, perfect.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You know, it's amazing when not being exposed to the elements, what it'll do for a vehicle.
Yeah, Darren told me the only thing worse than water is fire.
Hey.
Oh, you're thinking about Gen 2? Let me see your EV1 smile. Hey. I am now looking at the world expert for EV1 trunk lids.
Well, today.
I think all the other ones are dead. So.
Or retired.
Or retired.
Well, it's still early.
right, before we tore back into the corrosion, Darren called our aluminum airplane expert, and he brought the bore scope over. So we're saying, when we go to cut it out, how far do you think we want to go? And yes, it's intergranular corrosion. Some people corrected us.
So it looks like it's been scratched. I'm looking at this area. I'd probably go maybe an 1/8 inch around the edges, because it doesn't look that bad. I'm not seeing a whole lot of blistering. That's just surface right there. But the rest of it inside looks pretty darn good.
The fact that we are going to use a 2-part epoxy that will kind of naturally run down there,
Yep.
that will help seal it. I know technically we could probably just cut it, but we're being extra.
Now the other thing you could do, if you're really, really concerned about that, is you could fog that. But there's a couple products out called Corrosion X and ACF 50, which will basically put it's almost like an oily film on it.
Yeah.
To keep it from ever corroding anymore. But I'd do the repair first and then fog it.
Yeah.
Before we get in there and spray it. All right, so that's that one.
Here's that ACF 50
Yeah.
that Matt
Oh.
was talking about.
Yeah.
He gave us a can last time we
Oh,
were
perfect.
here.
So we'll 2-part, and then what we'll do is after that seals,
Yep.
then you can come in
Fog
the
it.
hole and fog. So we're going to do our 2-part, let it sit for a while, and then next trip we blast that in there. Yeah, that is such an awful spot.
Let's see if we can get it this way.
There's also there's kind of like a gray fog. It almost looks like it has been fogged. Either that or that's been a river of water. Ooh. Okay, so where is that hole? Was it? No, it was this hole right here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know that you're ever going to get that debris out of there. That could be original manufacturing debris right there. You know, it's funny. That could be just a little tiny piece of grit or something like that, and it looks huge on camera.
Yeah, it looks a whole lot scarier on a close-up camera.
Yeah. Yeah, so like this guy. You know, if you can do it with your fingernail, you know it's definitely soft.
And yeah, the intergranular, what that is basically moisture, and it starts breaking apart inside all of the layers.
right.
And it's like the worst corrosion to actually come across. And I was reading causes. It's wrong annealing, wrong this, wrong that. And then suddenly it's like, or extreme environments and conditions. And this sitting in a weird angle with water and everything sitting on it, which it was never designed
so
to.
we get that on the planes I work on. We have a tubular spar for the wings, and planes that would sit outside, like up on the East Coast, especially in like coastal environments, they would get moisture in there, and just the dirt and grime. That would contribute it to holding the moisture in.
Yeah.
And we would get big blisters, and it would condemn the spar. Oh, we're moving.
There we go. It's all coming out now.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is I don't feel anything around the perimeter that's soft.
It's just that blister. So
Yeah, the intergranular stuff is kind of insipid because initially you won't see it. You might feel a little bump.
yeah, you
And
just
then if you press the bump, all of a sudden there's nothing underneath it.
yeah, it just well, and that's what honestly most of that was kind of intact until you touched it with your finger and it just explodes into dust.
Yeah.
Thankfully, like we've kind of looked the whole chassis over, and there's lots of surface corrosion, but we haven't seen anything else like that anywhere. So, yeah,
Those are the only two
This
we
is
found.
this is remarkably clean for the environment it was in.
with a garage on top of it, and then a tow yard
Yeah.
with nothing covering the window because they just saw it as a $300 Saturn.
Right.
Billy, I bet you wish everyone else saw it as a $300 Saturn.
Yeah, when the auction happened. This is
I
$300.
forgot about all that already.
You've had your fun, at least so far.
Yeah.
You're still happy?
See, the best part is we get to have that fun, and it didn't cost us that initial investment.
Yeah, right.
We just get to help build it. Well, all right, so now it is finally time to fix these rivnuts. So in tearing the whole car apart, only 2 of them ended up being a problem, which is pretty impressive. So the way I'm gonna work is we're gonna very carefully cut that flange down, because as you Oh, well, you can kind of see the back of it sticking out. That balloons out like a rivet, so we can't just pull it out. So we're gonna very carefully cut that down, remove it, so we can then set a new one in. The problem child still remains this one. And that's because we really can't get to the back side of it. And you know, it's right next to unobtainium. So we're gonna warm up with the easy one. And we'll play with that one. Billy's still in his spreadsheets. Lots and lots of spreadsheets. I think we're what, up to 600 parts total?
I don't want to talk about it.
Now, yes, I know there is a far easier way to do it. Get this thing apart, but we're going the very slow, careful way. It would be just easy to grab big, crazy cutters and be done, but we're trying to minimize our impact to the car. So sometimes it is just go slow, and you'll get there eventually. And that's what we call success. Test fit the new rib nut, fits great. Billy's still doing spreadsheet things. I would have gone crazy yesterday. We're gonna install our rib nut tool, but because it was spinning, I'm gonna two-part to give it a little extra glue. Whenever you use it, make sure you put a little on plastic so you know you have a good mix. All right, solid mix. I'm just gonna get a little wedge. And squeeze her on it. Boom. And a little. So we are now setting up for our other stud. Now we warmed up in there because we have to be careful, but all we have is aluminum. Here we have irreplaceable glass. We're gonna come in, we've got that process. We're gonna get this cut, and then we will slowly file down the face. But there's not a lot of access into here. But when I was checking the other side, I saw a little bit of light through the hole. So I took my pencil magnet and bent the tip a little bit. And in doing so, I felt it grab the backside of it. So we're gonna work very slow so we can get that cut off, hopefully keep it on the pencil magnet and very carefully fish it out, because that's a cavity that we can't get to through this hole. It would land right there. So now to be very careful and keep using Darren's least favorite tool. I don't understand. Did Darren ever explain why he hates Dremels and rotary tools?
To me? No.
I just know he's repeatedly said he hates, because I asked for one and he's like, I hate one. I've got one, but he had zero accessories for it. It's hanging on pegboard, which he also hates.
Maybe it reminds him of the dentist.
It'd be nice to run the tool faster for torque, but again, we've got nothing but time. Success 1, glass fully intact, no damage. Hole cleared. Then it fell down, and that little hole was not big enough for it to get out. Well, there you are.
No, but
one sacrificial pencil magnet later. Why are we focusing so bad today? It is out. Also, that's a lot of rust. That would have never come loose. Do you see?
that is gross.
But we can fix it. We have new inserts and we have epoxy. I'm gonna give her a nice squeeze. Instant threads. We're gonna have to rerun every.
How long does it take for the two-part to dry?
I think it's 2-hour working time. So 2 hours, it's done.
And here are the old rivets for comparison.
but we'll need to run a tap through every single one of those just to make sure they're good. But between a fresh rivet squeeze and that 2-part, we are good. Golden. The last part.
The last part that we're gonna take off before sending it to be cleaned.
And hopefully no more parts come off.
There is a likelihood that we take something off when it comes back because we wanted to do a deeper cleaning.
No.
It might happen. There might be something that we find.
Optimism. We're just in the rebuild phase now.
Crisis aversion. How's it for you?
So that's for trunk latch, for a little bit of sandblasting. While he's doing that, it is set on Darren's excellent shipping crate. It rolls way too easily. Way too easy. It's kind of obnoxious when it just when you just
roll easy enough, it rolls too easy.
What's that?
Okay, here, this happens. This was a trunk latch that we purchased, new old stock GM for a Chevy Cavalier. And Darren had compared this to the one that we pulled out of the EV1, which was a rust bucket. You know, maybe Dwayne could put the photo up of the comparison. And our good friend Jim here took it back to his home shop and tell us what you did, Jim.
I used a wooden guide so that we could grind off the excess tabs, then just filed it and we touched it up with automotive paint. Looks pretty factory.
It looks identical to what is in the EV1.
We should etch a 270 number on it.
It's even got the same little lever. Look at that. Right here too.
So they're busy making a template to build a cardboard shield. Billy and I are doing a quick walk around with blue tape, just hitting all of the marks we want to do our best to preserve during the blasting, because there's even a couple other Sharpie spots. Just keeping all those little things.
221.
Yep. Another 221 there. We want to try to preserve the top. You know, just in case. I love some of those things. So that sticker on the wiper. So Grant had already told us they plan to do this, but so we don't miss anything, we're going to do a quick. We already did the bottom and there was nothing under there, so it's just being extra for every single little step so we know it's taken care of. So just a few steps. All right, so Paula is back and no sharp broken glass this time. Oh, I'll wait for you. That was an answer and call. You're supposed to call back.
Oh.
You're supposed to be, yeah, thank goodness.
Not yet. Not yet.
So the goal here is 212 is going for dry ice blasting, and while it's delicate, it can shatter glass. So you're back with that same, but we're leaving the backing on because we're not scanning or doing anything else. And you think that'll protect everything?
We think so.
It'll help at least.
We will see.
Also, she does great vinyl and shirt work, but we took all the stickers off carefully just in case we have to reproduce them because they are fully discontinued. So I'm glad you're doing that because I don't like vinyl. I'll just go back and get out of your way and let you do it.
Okay.
All right, you happy with the strap job?
I think I am.
You forgot the
I
most.
heard about a magic rule.
You forgot the most crucial step.
All right.
So walk back in there.
Okay.
What was the last test you did?
The last test I did is I usually grab the load and shake the load and make sure that the trailer shakes. Is what I usually do. So I did this. The entire trailer is shaking.
Okay, one more step. Slap either the load or the strap and say, that ain't going nowhere.
Oh. I don't know how I could forget this. That ain't going nowhere.
Now we're safe to go. Good night, 212. You're going on an adventure. Right, Billy?
We're going on an adventure.
We've got everything tucked in. Billy, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling really excited about this. At this point, though, we've done what we can do, and we are putting all of our faith into Mr. Inge and Cranston.
Very capable hands.
And like
he's more optimistic even on some of the results than what we were hoping for. So
he's the expert. So
lots to do. I can't wait to see this. This is one of those parts between the plastic, the rubber, and even the metal. That's gonna
filthy on the inside.
Oh, it's disgusting. It's gonna be the showpiece.
But like, as much as I want to stay here and like witness this happening,
we've got bolts and vinegar
that
that
a lot of work to do.
We need to actually get those out so we don't ruin them.
My science experiment, yeah. And that was really just to see what we could get off. We still need to blast.
Oh, there's so much more to go. Well, all right. Now that everything is dropped off, it's time to deal with all of our vinegar bolts, our science experiment. If you look, some did a whole lot more than the others. So now we need to neutralize and rinse all of these so they can dry for the next step of the process. So Menard's bucket, we're gonna get some baking soda, distilled water, and then we're gonna do just a normal water final rinse. It's a very exact formula, very precise. We're gonna pour in this measured amount, very precisely measured, kind of like that. And then we're gonna take this and pour that in until it's no longer a paste. And that is how we're gonna neutralize all of those little bits at a time. So we figured out an assembly line process because Billy, you have a lot of buckets.
We have a lot of buckets, indeed.
So Darren had drained out or drilled out a cup, so we have a drain to get the vinegar out. I pour the bolts into the cup, vinegar goes in there, I dump it in neutralizer, swirl it around while moving the marking bag in front of each bucket so we don't mix anything up.
Yep. One at a time.
So it moves down the line. Once it sits for a little bit in here, Billy takes it out, wipes and dries. It looks awful, that towel already. And then they go over there. Darren's gonna jump in a little bit. He's off doing Segway things, who knows, to help that half of it so we have a set of hands doing each thing. But let's show you the exciting process. Ooh, the battery box bolts, because that box is disgusting.
Nasty.
So pick it up, that goes there. So vinegar did a lot on that. So that one, we just go, we dump, get as much out as possible. Again, my highly precise solution. You saw earlier me mixing it. It's very precise.
The more, the merrier.
Oh, look at that. The black oxide. Remember how disgusting those were?
Those were disgusting.
There's one more in there.
They're looking good.
Hey guys, this package came in from Michigan. It's just addressed to 212.
212. From Michigan?
Yeah.
Michigan, put your first fan letter.
Billy, congratulations on the purchase of V212. We are watching.
Is that good? Who?
Who's watching?